It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Brad Paisley crushing it.
I'll be crushing it. Oh, I'll be crushing it.
Reba going out like that.
She might have left her broken-hearted, but she ain't going out like that.
Garth Brooks, Mom.
Making sure you're up. Gonna be alright.
And you won't be hearing any of that here.
Just clocked out, cashed my check, send a mass text to all my rednecks. Party at Mikasa, make sure you bring a lot of beer. Iced out coolers, fire in the pit, and if you don't show, you ain't where dip spit. So you better come around, cause you know it's going down out here. We can get a little crazy, but you ain't seen nothing yet. It's a night you won't remember, but a time you won't forget. Cause there ain't no party like a backyard party with me and all my friends. Barbecue to the left, cakes to the right. Everybody come on in. Two-step through the door, hit the dirt dance floor. Go on and pop the top. Cause there ain't no party like a backyard party. And a backyard party don't stop. Party don't stop. Gather round, Bubba's down for the count. iPhone's out, YouTube bound. How many hits is he gonna get this year? Bonfire's hot and the girls are blazing. Grace showed up, she's so amazing. I can't wait for her date to disappear. Go on and have a little fun that you might regret. It's a night you won't remember, but a time you won't forget. Cause there ain't no party like a backyard party with me and all my friends. Barbecue to the left, cakes to the right. Everybody come on in. Two-step through the door, hit the dirt dance floor. Go on and pop the top. Cause there ain't no party like a backyard party. And a backyard party don't stop. Party don't stop. Go on and have a little fun that you might regret. It's a night you won't remember, but a time you won't forget. Well, there ain't no party like a backyard party with me and all my friends. Barbecue to the left, cakes to the right. Everybody come on in. Cause there ain't no party like a backyard party with me and all my friends. Barbecue to the left, cakes to the right. Everybody come on in. Two-step through the door, hit the dirt dance floor. Go on and pop the top. Cause there ain't no party like a backyard party. And a backyard party don't stop. Party don't stop.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast, meet Ben Merritt. There you go with Owen Howell and Backyard Party. That's off the album Let's Start a Party. And I think Owen's all about partying, which is good in country music. I'm a big fan of that. Owen actually didn't start out as a musician. As a matter of fact, he started out as a talent scout. But before that, he even was waiting tables and doing magic back home in Bryant, Indiana with his family. But, you know, Owen decided bigger and better things were in his future. And so far, he's on the right path. He's been helping people out with that talent scout thing. And then now he's decided to help his own career. And he's doing it, I think. hopefully Owen's going to stick around for a long time. So he did go back home eventually, though. Backyard Party, the music video for that one was filmed in his very own hometown of Bryant, Indiana. So there you go. Very cool stuff. I'll have to chat with Owen in the future, hopefully. Ben Merritt hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Thanks for sticking around and being with me. We're coming up on our 100th episode. This is episode number 99. Next week, episode 100. I'm getting excited for it. Hopefully you are too. And I was debating. I was like, should I go with a big name artist? Somebody who's like right there on the edge of making it? Or, kind of go back and do like what the whole show was based on and what you're trying to do with this, Ben? Well, I listened to myself and I was like, you know what? Let's go back. Let's do what the show was supposed to be like, is supposed to be like, and hopefully it is doing this. So for the 100th episode, instead of going out and getting a big name, I've got a couple of those actually planned for episode 101 and 102, so you'll have to stick around for those. But for episode 100, I'm reaching back and I'm grabbing a band that is literally just starting their career. Their very first single, very first project. They're still working day jobs. They're going to be a big thing, though, and I'm hoping that you're going to hear them for the first time next week. So you have to stick around for that. At the end of the episode, obviously, I'll give you the name of who it is because I always preview that, but you're going to have to stick around. Previous guest here on the podcast, James Robert Webb, has got himself a new single out there. Previous one was Party in the Barn. It was a great tune. It was awesome to listen to. He wrote it as a birthday gift, and that was kind of awesome, you think. You're a musician. Hey, happy birthday. I wrote a song for you for a buddy of his. Now he is finally going to be releasing his debut country album. He's been working on it for a long time. His first album that came out was a Christmas album, if you don't remember. So James Robert Webb has been working on a brand new country album, and this, I think, is the first single off of it. And Daddy Made a Million is the name of it, and it's right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Weren't poor by any means. 2 kids, 4 dreams. We had faith, we had love. And if that was not enough, our daddy made a million. That's a fact. Mama made a million. Now looking back, it was the kind of thing that still don't grow on trees. Our daddy made a million memories. There were times went without, but never once we had to doubt. And it's amazing, still to me, at a factory 5 days a week, our daddy made a million. That's a fact. Our mama made a million. Now looking back, it was the kind of thing that still don't grow on trees. Our daddy made a million memories. Daddy made a million. That's a fact. Our mama made a million. Now looking back, it was the kind of thing that still don't grow on trees. Our daddy made a million memories. Daddy made a million memories.
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben
Always
Merritt.
interesting. I love music. I like listening to all the new songs that they play.
Like us on Facebook.com/OTBP podcast and join the conversation.
Baby, don't say my name. Just lay with me tonight. It won't mean a thing. Still, I convince myself it's fine. I just wanna cross that line right now. I've got your hands on me, and I am all that you can see, and I won't make it promise everything, 'cause there's no strings attached to me. When it's over, then I'll leave. All you gave was just enough. I've never been the kind they keep. Don't get this confused with love, but you are all I'm thinking of right now. I've got your hands on me, and I am all that you can see, and I won't make you promise everything, 'cause there's no strings attached to me. Hold on, baby, just one more sip of wine. Turn the lights out to hide the shame of mine. 'Cause right now, I've got your hands on me, and I am all that you can see, and I won't make you promise everything, 'cause right now I've got your hands on me, and I am all that you can see, and I won't make you promise everything, 'cause there's no strings attached. There's no strings attached to me. To me.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. There you go. That is Casey Weston. And you may remember Casey from season number 1 of The Voice. And Casey has returned. And some would say that she's never actually gone away. She's been doing it for a while now, actually. She's released a couple of albums. She's performed in front of tens of thousands of people at NASCAR and NBA events. And also, she was up here in my neck of the woods at a Twins game doing the national anthem. So there you go. Twins are still about 4 hours from me, but it's equal distance between the Twins and the Brewers for me. So I'm torn sometimes. Anyway, Casey has been all over the country, 17 different states in the last, year or two? Yeah. In 2013, as a matter of fact, she was doing 71 different shows in 17 states, from everything from fairs and festivals to colleges to performing at somebody's birthday party for only 5 people. So Casey is an amazing voice, and again, it's good to hear her back, even though, like I said, she's never really gone anywhere. So, but Casey Weston, an amazing voice, and hopefully we'll get to hear a lot more of her in the very, very near future. Ben Merritt hanging out with you. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast, episode number 99. I'm so excited. Next week's episode number 100. Oh, my God. I can't be any more excited for talking to somebody that you've never heard of before. Honestly, the band that I got lined up for next week, great conversation. We're going to have a good one. I'm looking forward to you finally hearing the music from You're going to have to wait. I'm a jerk. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Trust me, it's going to be great. So right now, though, I got a brand new band for you. They are named Waterloo Revival. They're from Austin, Texas. And actually, the Waterloo reference is the fact that Austin used to be named Waterloo before the so-called quote-unquote king of Texas, Steve F. Austin? I'm not from Texas, so I don't know. Is it Steve F.? I think it was. Yes, Stephen F. Austin, who was the quote-unquote father of Texas, earned the name of the city being changed from Waterloo to Austin. So, but the guys from Austin/Waterloo Revival, George and Cody, wanted to throw it back a little bit. They've known each other since 6th grade. They started writing songs in 7th grade. They formed their first band in high school. They've been writing songs forever. And I think they've proven that they can do it pretty darn good. Here is their very first single. It's called Hit the Road. These are Big Machine Recording record label artists. Waterloo Revival here on Off the Beaten Path podcast.
This town is like a habit I can't break. Same girl, same dreams I just can't shake. Then you walk in the door, just what I'm looking for. Oh, babe, I gotta get to know you. Cause every move you make is getting me high. Putting crazy thoughts in my mind. When you're shooting that smile over here, yeah, my way, girl. You got me thinking about the highway. Whoa, whoa, this town is like an anchor dragging us down. Whoa, girl, we could get away and start living out loud. $100 and a tank of gas. We could throw a dart at this coffee stained map, girl. Come on, let's go. Well, baby, let's hit the road. Your kiss is like a song that I can't write. Cause there ain't a word for what it feels like. When you're shooting that smile over here, yeah, my way, girl. You got me thinking about the highway. Whoa, this town is like an anchor dragging us down. Whoa, girl, we could get away and start living out loud. Got $100 and a tank of gas. We could throw a dart at this coffee stained map, girl. Come on, let's go. Baby, let's hit the road. Chase these white lines, kissing my neck, got me losing my mind. Blowing right through these buckshot stop signs. Pedal to the floor, leave it all behind us. Whoa, this town is like an anchor dragging us down. Whoa, girl, we could get away and start living out loud. Got $100 in a tank of gas. We could throw a dart at this coffee stained map, girl. Come on, let's go. Baby, let's hit the road. Yeah, baby, let's hit the road. Baby, let's hit the road. Baby, let's hit the road. Let's hit the road.
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. And I started this project, a while ago. I'm coming up on my 2 years here pretty quick. And one of the names that I got attracted to pretty quickly through the project was the Chris Lane Band. Well, the Chris Lane Band is no longer a thing, but Chris Lane is a thing. Chris, how are you, sir?
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm going to ask you about this in a little bit. I'm doing pretty well, sir, but I'm going to ask you how it feels to go from one project to another and still kind of be your own voice. But before we do that, Chris, we have a tradition here at Off the Beaten Path podcast. I have a couple icebreaker questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, man. Question number one, where are you? And feel free to be as specific or non-specific as you would like, because more than likely you won't be there when people hear this interview.
I am at Big Loud Mountain Records here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm about to go in and try to finish another song that's going to be on my debut EP.
There you go. The Big Loud Mountain is the record label that you're working with, and it's kind of I saw the pictures of the studio. I would want to be at the studio as often as I could be.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. It's a lot different than what I'm used to. That's for sure.
Yeah, it seems like that. If my radio station studios look like that, I would be at work 24/7. So that's all I have to say. All right, question number 2, sir, and this is the one that really sets the tone for the whole interview. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, what are you wearing right now?
I have on some jeans, a hoodie, and just some tennis shoes.
The hoodie in Nashville, Tennessee, is it really that cold out, man? I mean,
yeah, it's pretty cold today. Probably not as cold as where you're at, but for here it's pretty chilly today.
All right, I guess. North Carolina boy in Tennessee, I guess it's a little chilly out there, yeah. All right. History for you a little bit. North Carolina born and raised?
Yeah. I grew up in a small town called Kernersville, North Carolina. It's kind of in the center of the state there, and I grew up there and I lived there my entire life until with the last year I moved to Nashville when I had to, and I'm enjoying it out here. I love it.
No, and was music always your first love because you played college baseball as well, or did you have dreams and aspirations of becoming a professional baseball player as well?
Yeah, that was sports was truly the only thing that I really knew growing up, because that's all my dad, really allowed my brother and I to do, and it was always baseball, football, basketball, and it just never stopped, and I never had time to think about music. I always enjoyed singing along to the radio, but it wasn't something that I put much thought into, I guess you could say, and when I graduated from college, I had some knee surgeries that kind of hindered me from moving on professionally, and that's when I picked up the guitar and started learning how to play, and it's pretty wild how things have turned out.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty quick turnaround, because I'm guessing you're not too far removed from your college days, so sitting there recovering, doing a little PT on the knee, I mean, you don't necessarily need your arms to do PT on a knee, so yeah, you're just strumming along while you're working out your surgery, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and I had plenty of time to just lay around and heal up, and during that time, I was, like I said, I just learned how to play the guitar, and it was something that I honestly feel like, and this is probably everybody who starts learning how to play the guitar, you feel like you will never, ever get it, but, I just stuck with it, and I'm certainly glad I did.
Hey, for the beautiful thing is, if you can sing, all you have to be is serviceable on the guitar, it seems.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can keep the rhythm parts going, I guess. And I'm not saying that you're a horrible guitar player, because you're not, but no, I'm just. It seems to be an added bonus, is what it is. Because let's face it, man, that voice. I mean, you got some chops in there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Definitely, and like I said, I kind of latched onto you pretty quickly with the Chris Lane Band, and I want to say something here real quick. I've noticed that there was a transformation between Chris Lane Band and Chris Lane, and it seems to be as simple as the fact that you took off your baseball cap. Is that right?
Pretty much, man. Chris Lane Band was kind of born in the beginning when I had no clue what I was doing. And when I first started, I was just a cover band. Mm-hmm. And, at that point, man, I wasn't taking it serious enough to think that I would ever have a career in it. So I didn't put much thought into the name of the band. I just thought Chris Lane Band, who cares? But that just sounds all right to me. And that's just what I went with. And, technically it's been me the whole time. I started the thing and I just hired guys to play, and it was never like a band thing. It was always me. But, when I signed with Big Loud Mountain, it turned into one of those things where we need to take the band off the name because, it's not a band thing. It's just you. And that was really the transformation of it all. And, and no longer do I wear the ball cap.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I understand that it's always been you from the beginning and, kind of coming up and showing people what you can do because now, I mean, specifically on Big Loud Mountain, you've got some pretty high bars to work with in that studio. I mean, Florida Georgia Line is on Big Loud Mountain as well as another guy who's been on our podcast before, Dallas Smith. Now, Dallas is coming up the ranks in country music, but he's a multi-platinum selling rock artist. I mean, that's got to be kind of cool to be able to pick his brain every once in a while, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, to be able to work with Joey Moy, who did, Dallas's record and Florida Georgia Line, and Jake Owen, I'm just hoping to have a little bit of that success, and I'll be super excited.
Well, if the tune that we hear in a little while is anything to say about it, I think you got a pretty good chance at it being there with Big Loud Mountain. But one of the ones that we've heard over and over and over again here on the podcast, hopefully nobody's tired of it. I know I'm not. Tell us a little bit about the song "Let's Ride" before we get into the what is next for Chris Lane portion of the show.
Yeah, "Let's Ride" was a song that, for whatever reason, it became the most popular song that I've written today, other than Broken Windshield View at this point. But, I had no clue what I was doing, to be honest with you. If I'm just being honest, I had no clue what I was doing. I sat down for the first time and started trying to write my own songs. I didn't have anybody to record them. I just thought, I had a lot of people showing up at the shows, and I was just a cover band. So I thought, why not try to write my own songs at this point? And I sat down, like I said, for the first time. That's exactly what I did. And, "Let's Ride" was probably like the third song that I had ever written. And, like I said, it became one of the most popular at shows. But, there wasn't much to that song, man. I woke up one morning and I just kept saying "Let's ride" over and over and over, and eventually the song came out of it somewhere, and it generally gets a pretty good reaction at the shows now. So.
And that's honestly what it is. As long as the crowd reacts to it in a positive way, that's a pretty good song on your hands right there.
Yeah, well, hey, I appreciate that.
Definitely. All right. Well, Chris, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll talk about what's in the future for Chris Lane after we hear from Chris Lane. Here it is. Let's ride. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Come on, let's ride through the countryside. Roll down your windows, let the air inside. Let's ride, burn them tires out. Get off the road and find a different route. Let's ride, play the music loud. Put on some country, no better sound. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. I'm on the way to pick you up. Don't ask questions, just get in my truck. Let's get away from these city lights. Get lost together in the middle of night. Come on, let's ride through the countryside. Roll down your windows, let the air inside. Let's ride, burn them tires out. Get on the road and find a different route. Let's ride, play the music loud. Put on some country, no better sound. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. Tonight's you're mine, but the night is ours. The sun will be up in a couple of hours. Let your troubles go, set your mind free, slide across the sea, a little closer to me. Come on, let's ride through the countryside. Roll down your windows, let the air inside. Let's ride, burn them tires out. Get off the road and find a different route. Let's ride, play the music loud. Put on some country, no better sound. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. side. Roll down your windows, let the air inside. Let's ride, burn them tires out. Get on the road and find a different route. Let's ride, play the music loud. Put on some country, no better sound. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride.
So there you go. That is the first track that we've heard from the gentleman that I've got on the line, Chris Lane. That's Let's Ride. Chris, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. Nobody's staring at you, just like tapping their wrist, going, "Come on, man. Time is money. Let's move. Let's go record these things."
Not yet.
All right. Well, I promise I'll only keep you for a couple more minutes. No worries, man. So
It's all good.
all right. Now I got to ask you a question because I'm not the first interview that you've done for music. I mean, with the way that Broken Windshield View kind of blew up over the summer, and I'm sure that you've talked to other radio stations and things like that before. So I have to ask you real quick though. I heard an interview that you did with a guy that I listened to online, who I think is probably one of the better guys at what we do, which is podcasting. His name is Ben Sorensen, and he does a show down in Australia. Now, you did an interview with him, and how does that make you feel? I mean, there's international draw to the Chris Lane brand now, it seems.
Yeah, man, I was super excited. The first day that we released Broken Windshield View, it made it in the top 10 on iTunes here in the U.S., and then in Canada it made top 5, and then in Australia it was like top 3, and I seriously couldn't believe all that was happening. But, that led to interviews in Canada and Australia and other places, and, it just makes me really excited that the song, was doing so well, not just in the U.S., but outside. I was really excited about that.
No, I mean, I listen to Ben's show quite often, and I guess I'm throwing out a plug for him. But Ben Sorensen's Real Country, it's a lot about Australian country. So a lot of the interviews that he does is with Australian country artists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that he was, forget these Australian guys for this week. We're going to talk to, a North Carolinian guy who's making a big name for himself in the States, and obviously he's going to be making a name for himself here down under as well.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's crazy how far a song can reach or music can reach, and I'm just excited to get the rest of the songs out there and see what happens with those. There
you go. The beauty of the internet is people can hear you pretty much anywhere you want
very true.
At any time. So, speaking of which, perfect segue, is the Pimp Yourself portion of the show, sir. This is your opportunity to basically make everybody back at Big Loud Mountain as happy as possible, where you talk about your Facebook feed, your Twitter, tell people how they can become big fans of Chris Lane online and social medias.
Yeah, I have, Facebook, just Chris Lane, and Instagram as I am Chris Lane, and Twitter as I am Chris Lane. I'm very active, on all my social media. I love talking with people. So
at the time that we're recording this too, I think, didn't you just find a puppy, by the way?
Yes, actually we did at a gas station in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So we had to call the dog Lou for Louisiana, and she got to ride on the bus the whole rest of the weekend, and she lived in royalty. Like, nobody put her down. She was taken really good care of, and we just found out she's 3 pounds. She's less than 3 weeks old, and she was a full-blooded boxer.
Nice. Yeah, she was a very beautiful puppy on your Twitter feed. That's for sure. So.
Yeah. She's super cute, no doubt.
So is she going to be the bus dog? Is she going to be riding with you guys all the time now, or?
Yeah, she is. Hopefully, as soon as we get her potty trained, we'll probably be able to bring her out a lot more. But out of all the times she was on the bus this weekend, she did not use the bathroom one time, which is pretty amazing.
That is pretty amazing. You can't even say that about the drummer, right?
Nope, we sure can.
Now he's going to listen to this, and he's going to be like, hey, wait a minute. Nice. All right.
It'll be all right, because it's my twin brother, so.
So he'll know. Yeah, he already knows the exact answer that he's going to get. So, Chris Lane here on Off the Beaten Path podcast, and Now, I'm catching Chris at the recording studio because Chris is working on the new EP, the debut EP, and I feel like I'm going to be sworn to secrecy, and I'm going to have to delete this out of the interview as much as possible. But can you give us any details? Like, when are we expecting to see the EP come out, sir?
Yeah, we don't have a date set yet.
Okay.
We're definitely shooting for early part of 2015, and hopefully that will happen, and we'll just see how it continues to go in the studio. We want to make sure we get it right and just take our time and not rush into it. But I feel like I got some really strong songs that I'm excited about, and hopefully when people hear them, they'll love them as much as I do. Definitely,
and it's not like there's not Chris Lane stuff out there. Obviously, Broken Windshield View, you can hear that, listen to it over and over and over and over. But the previous project as well is still out there, so you can still find that one as well.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, I appreciate it, man. I love all the time that you've been able to give me. But before you go, you got to tell us about the song that's kind of put your name on the map, and for all the good reasons. Broken Windshield View, man. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, Broken Windshield View was just one of those songs, man, I heard first as a demo and just driving around in my truck.
Yeah.
And it was just fun. It was upbeat. It was rocking. It was my style. And, before I moved to Nashville, as I was juggling playing music out live on the weekends, I also helped my dad do landscaping during the week, and that was kind of how I earned extra living,
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just felt like I lived this song my entire life. I grew up out in the country, and I feel like for anybody else who grew up out in the country, they could easily relate to this song, and that's what I loved about it. So, well,
I guess that's probably why it's popular in Australia because, 90% of their geography is country. So
there you go.
And I'm not digging on Australia. I've got Australian listeners. I promise. That was a compliment. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. that was me reassuring the audience, by the way. But all right. Well, Chris, I appreciate the time you've been able to give me, man. Get back in the studio because we want to hear that EP as soon as we can. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Chris Lane here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast. And now it's time to hear it. Here's Broken Windshield View. It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
I grew up here with a rainless blacktop. The headlights on the interstate don't stop. Hitty man worth his weight plows a straight road, and all the money is the grain in the silo. And there's just enough homegrown pretty girls going up around here that like to sip cold beer. It's the blanket you best see kind of town, the kind of place that makes the world go round. My wheels have rolled all this red dirt. My hands have got scars from the hard work. Me and my friends unwind on the outskirts. Friday nights might get a little black and blue. I'm out here riding high on the left kid. I see the world through a crack where a rock hit. I am who I am. I do what I do. Looking at life from a broken windshield view. A truck bed's got a handful of barbed wire, a bale of hay, and a patched up spare tire. Cross on the chain hanging from a rear view. Fifth in a brown paper sack packing 80 proof. Well, sun dropping off into that cornfield. Thunderhead lightning coming right behind it. These two-lane roads ain't paved in gold. Man, flying gravel's all I know. My wheels have rolled all this red dirt. My hands have got scars from the hard work. Me and my friends unwind on the outskirts. Friday nights might get a little black and blue. I'm out
Beaten Path Podcast
Fresh new country.
at OTBP Podcast.
Watching the sun hit the bottom of the evening sky. Another day over and tomorrow in the by and by. Looking at the same stars, you can see wherever you are. I'd make a wish on it, but I don't think it would go that far. Yeah. It's like living in the words of a song. I've been running from the hurt for too long. I don't know how to say I was wrong. All I know is how to be gone. Tell me that the darkest hour was just before the dawn. Whoever said that never spent so many nights alone. Yeah. I bury every bit of my heartbreak deep inside. 'Cause lonesome finds me everywhere I try to hide. Yeah. It's like living in the words of a song. I've been running from the hurt for too long. I don't know how to say I was wrong. All I know is how to be gone. Ain't always a happy ending. We ain't in a fairy tale. It's like living in the words of a song. I've been running from the hurt for too long. I don't know how to say I was wrong. All I know is how to be gone. How to be gone. All I know is how to be gone. All I know is how to be gone.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. That is a band that is, well, I mean, honestly, they're just at the verge of not having to be on my show. I appreciate the fact that they are, though. Blackberry Smoke with their brand new one, Living in the Song. Again, those guys are phenomenal. They average about 250 shows a year. They're road workers. They are road hogs. They're all over the place. As a matter of fact, it's crazy. These guys are on the road more often than they're off the road and still find time to do live albums, regular albums, DVDs, concerts for DirecTV. I mean, these guys are everywhere. They filmed or they recorded some music for video games and a movie. And Blackberry Smoke is one of the biggest up-and-coming movements of music. And I say movements because these guys transcend genres. They're southern rock, they're country, they're rock and roll. I mean, they're just a little bit of everything. And they're not rock. They're rock and roll. I mean, this is like back in the olden days of like Roy Orbison and Jerry Lee Lewis and the guys who were actually rock and roll before it became rock, metal, that kind of stuff. These are guys spectacular stuff. They've made pretty good friends too with like Marshall Tucker Band and ZZ Top, and yeah, they're going someplace. So again, Blackberry Smoke, Living in the Song. Ben Merritt hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast. Thanks to Chris Lane for stopping by. It was amazing to chat with him. Let him get back to recording and doing his thing because we need more music from guys like Chris Lane. Right now, though, a couple of lovely ladies. They are sisters coming out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Sisters Jill and Julia. Been making a name for themselves out in the West, and it's transcending just the areas there, too. Jill is 18, Julia is 23, and these girls have been classically trained in music, from everything from Italian arias to the lost art of harmony singing. It's amazing what these girls can do. This is their latest single. It is called Cursed, and it's right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
He's the one man, one who understands how to get what he wants, don't you know? But he's soul to soul, yeah, I'll have you know. His price is higher than any gold.
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Like us on Facebook.com/OTBP podcast.
Time don't mean no thing. Let that cell phone ring. Cause if it went good, we gonna wake up wondering how in the hell we went and wound up face down on this couch, head still spinning round, and I can't remember everything that we did, so let's do it again. Girl, you and a friend, yeah, young nights, they never get older. Drink up, they never stay sober. Keep on filling it till you're spilling it over. That girl you think you can't get and go and hold her and dance to the song you hate that she loves. Tell her she's pretty, yeah, just because you wanna know her, so go on and get to know her. Cause young nights, they never get older.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There is Bryson Jennings and Young Knights. That is an amazing tune, but you want to hear amazing stuff from Bryson Jennings? Be sure to check out his original first EP that came out in December of 2011. This time around, the music on that one, specifically the song Town Called Home, inspired a lot of guys in country music, such as Craig Morgan and Darius Rucker and Easton Corbin, to spend a little bit extra time listening to Bryson Jennings, and maybe even, in the case of Craig Morgan and Easton Corbin, letting him hit the road with him, and Darius Rucker even doing some songwriting with him. But Bryson Jennings is a songwriter. He's actually currently, as he likes to put it on his Facebook and Twitter, quote-unquote, woodshedding right now. He's working on some stuff for his original full-length debut album that's coming out very soon. Fingers crossed we're going to hear that one pretty quickly. So Bryson Jennings, Young Knights is the name of that one. So awesome. Stick around. We got details on what's coming up next week for the 100th episode of the podcast. But first, going to take a listen to a band that I've, played here before, but it's a new single from them, Old Dominion. We'll talk about it in just a little bit right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Hey girl, what's up? I know it's late, but I knew you'd pick it up. Nah, I ain't drunk. Okay, maybe I do have a little buzz, but that song came on and I just thought what harm could come from one little call. I know you say you're taking, but I say, girl, you're taking too long to tell them that it's over. Then bring it on over. Stringing them along any longer, girl, is just wasting precious time. Girl, you know it can't wait. Rip it off just like a band-aid. The way you look at me, girl, you can't pretend. I know you ain't in love with him, break up with him. I know you don't want to break his heart, but that ain't no good reason to be keeping us apart. Look, just tell him it's you, it ain't him. Or maybe you could lie to him and say you still be friends. Whatever you got to say to get through to him that you ain't in love. Come on, you can't deny that you and I kinda fit like a glove. So tell him that it's over, then bring it on over. Stringing him along any longer, girl, is just wasting precious time. Girl, you know it can't wait. Rip it off just like a band-aid. It ain't my business to be all up in, but I know you ain't in love with him, break up with him. I know that you're so done with him, break up with him, break up with him. You would have hung up by now if you weren't thinking it too. No pressure, whatever, just do what you gotta do. But if I was you, I'd tell him that it's over, then bring it on over. Stringing him along any longer, girl, is just wasting precious time. Girl, you know it can't wait. Just rip it off like a band-aid. Yeah, I know I said it, but I'll say it again. I know you ain't in love with him, break up with him. The way you look at me, girl, you can't pretend. I know you ain't in love with him, break up with him. Just break up with him.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There you go. That is the Old Dominion and Break Up With Him. It's a bit of a talking song. I mean, talking songs have gone away And I mean away, but I like that one. That one's kind of a talking song, and I like that a lot. So, you know what else I really like? I bought tickets to go see Kenny Chesney and Eric Church in Detroit in August. So I'm like, 7 months away from seeing that show still. And Old Dominion's going to be opening up for Kenny Chesney on the road this year. So, yes! I'm going to get to see Old Dominion live, too. That's going to be great. Anyway, that comes off of their self-titled EP, Old Dominion, and also has the tune that I previously played, Shut Me Up. By the way, just in case you're like, man, Old Dominion, that really sounds kind of familiar. They wrote Chainsaw for the band Perry. Completely different version, though, too. Hearing Chainsaw sung by a guy as opposed to Kimberly Perry is completely different. So, but definitely check out some stuff from Old Dominion. Anything you can find from OD, check it out. It's definitely worth your time and your efforts, and you're going to love it. So that's going to do it for me this week, though. Old Dominion wraps it up for this episode. It's 99 in the chronological order of everything, which means that next week is episode 100, and next week we're going to talk to a band that kind of throws it back to the roots of what the podcast is built on. And, you know, I kind of went round for round. I was like, should I contact somebody about trying to get maybe a bigger name? Should I get somebody that, you know, will draw in the big numbers and things like that? You know what? We're totally going to throw it back to what the episodes and the podcast was supposed to be and is, hopefully, in your mind. So next week, the Homegrown Band is a great band coming out of Georgia. Their very first song has just hit country music radio, and I'm going to talk to them next week because the Homegrown Band is going to be a big thing. They're spectacular. Check them out next week here on episode number 100 of Off the Beaten Path podcast. If you love it, make sure that there's plenty of ears listening to the 100th episode next week and everything that's back cataloged as well. You can find it all on our website, otbppodcast.com. Find us on Facebook, OTBP Podcast, and find us on Twitter at OTBP Podcast as well. So again, follow us along. Make sure that you join us for the next 100 episodes, which would be episode 101 through 200. And yes, I do plan on doing this for that long. So again, the Homegrown Band next week. That's going to do it for me. Have yourself a great one. I'll talk to you next week for the biggest episode that I've got to date. Have a good one. Bye-bye.